All right, you guys, it's 3:30, so to honor time for everybody's here, uh, I'm going to go ahead and start. Went ahead and started recording this session, so if there's any parts that I go over that you guys missed or want me to recover, we can do that towards the end. But again, I'm okay with interruptions. If you guys have questions, feel free to type anything into the chat. My assistant, Alicia Guevara, will be helping me with the chat. So if you have questions, you can post them there. And then also definitely feel free to unmute if you guys have questions while I'm on the slide. Thank you so much for joining me for Learning Coach University number 4. We're going to be covering student career and college resources. So we'll be spending some time going over the counseling website and a little bit more. But again, anything that I cover, I'll pause in certain slides to give you guys some extra time to gather that information, and we'll have plenty of time at the end for any questions. So for our agenda today, we are going to be covering the counseling website, how to navigate it, the counseling team, our social worker, highlights of the counseling website, where I pointed some areas I feel that are really great for you guys to see. I will also be covering our monthly newsletter and how it ties into the topics that we're going to be covering today. Frequently asked questions, how to connect to us on social media, and then contact information towards the end. So the counseling website, this is a very, very powerful website. It's one of the websites I feel like every student and parent should be connected to. There's so much information packed into this small space. So many resources for your students and families, which includes announcements for counseling events, support groups, crisis and mental health resources. Today, what we're going to be covering the college and career planning, parent and learning coach resources, how to get transcripts and records, and much, much more. So, if you guys were going to the chat, you can see the link to the counseling website. So you can follow along with me with the slides and check out the website at the same time if you wish to do so. So you're going to notice on the left-hand side a long website navigation that is in the counseling website. There is a lot of different links because there's so much like valuable information that's like in here that's packed. But on this left column, this menu, you're going to see that they cover so many things. We'll go over like the biggest points, but how to navigate this website. So once you come to the counseling website, at the top, you're going to see announcements. So that top column will be things that they're sharing that it's upcoming that they want you to pay attention to. Underneath will be events. So you'll see our clubs, you'll see support groups, you'll see maybe some opportunities to actually meet up with the counselors one-on-one. And then underneath that, they'll have some highlights on some resources for you guys to check out. Our counseling team just recently expanded, so we went from having 4 amazing counselors to 5. So if you want to figure out who my student's counselor is, maybe you are a student and recently your counselor shifted, this is how you can find this information. There's a little camera symbol in here, so if you guys want to take a picture or take a screenshot, I highly recommend you do that. I can also as well send you this information on a follow-up email where this recording will be. So if you're not able to take a picture right now, that's totally okay. But this is who your student is and is based on last name. So for instance, my last name ends with an MA for Mackenzie. My counselor would now be Amanda Ponce de Leon. And so brand new counselor. We don't have a picture for her yet, but we'll get that in there soon. But that's who my counselor would be. So just based on your student's last name. Their contact information, their numbers, and their email are provided in here as well. We also have an amazing social worker. So if your family or student is finding itself in a crisis, we have dedicated staff to help you get through and connect to resources. So we're proud to introduce Brittany Lopez as our social worker. Her number is listed here in her email. So if you find that you need this information, go ahead and take a snapshot as well. Again, we'll provide this if you ever need or find yourself in that situation and you're looking for resources to work with her. So highlights of the counseling website. I really wanted to focus on career information and college resources. So the first tab is when I'm in the counseling website, I'm going to be looking for career information. So the career information tab has a lot of resources available to students, whether students inspired to attend college or after high school or focus more on an immediate work path. We have different pathways and solutions for students to actually start investigating and planning their future. So students can use these resources to learn about themselves, discover career interests, and plan for future career success. They learn about financial aid options if they're going the college path, how to prepare even for a job interview, resume help, all that kind of stuff. So if they're starting to think about that, if they're starting to think that I want to start working or I want to start planning for college, this is definitely one of the resources I would highly recommend you guys check out on your own time about all the different things that it has available for that career or the career information that we have. Let's let these students in really quick. So college planning. So we also have the tab called college planning. So if you navigate through the menu, you'll see college planning is basically, as it states, resources in the counseling website that is geared toward helping your student find the college path that works for them. Hi, Navia. So the college resources, college readiness, the California Community College. Remember that our students that are from inside are eligible to be going to a community college. So which ones are connected to them, which ones are close by, which ones we can visit. We also have things on concurrent enrollment, letters of recommendation, and then the information on the SA, ACT, um, just for more career readiness, college readiness, sorry. So one of the things that I do like to highlight for all students, whether they're, maybe they're a ninth grader and they're not there yet, maybe they're in 10th grade, they're thinking about it. But if you're in like 11th, 12th grade, we have something called concurrent enrollment. What it means that you can actually earn college credits while you're attending Insight. So there's a few rules on this. Definitely want to be in contact with your counselor and see if it's right for you. But students who are in the college mindset and want to get ahead as far as credits can look in and see if this is a program that's right for them. So if you're interested in doing that, definitely connect with your counselor and look at this section in the website to see if that's something that you want to plan for or maybe want to ask questions about. And then financial aid. From a lot of us, financial aid is something that we definitely want to know about. Maybe we need help figuring out how we're going to pay for college. The financial aid tab has resources and links and ways for us to find and get money for college. So whether it's FAFSA, how to fill out those government forms, Cal Grants, the CADAA scholarships, and more, it will be located in that financial aid tab. So don't worry if college sounds expensive. We have resources for you to help you in your journey in college planning. I also get asked about records and transcripts. So if I am thinking about going to community college or I have already graduated and I need to get my transcripts, um, on the counselor website, this is where I'm going to request this information. So I can request transcripts, and I can also view unofficial records from my OLS in the parent portal section. I can also apply for work permits. So this has been a question that's also been popping up recently with my students is I want to start working. How do I do that? Where do I go get a work permit? It's also going to be on the counseling website. So if I were to scroll down the menu, I want to make sure I'm hitting that where it says transcript or records, if that's what I'm looking for. Or if I'm looking to work, the work permit section is where I'm going to be investigating that, looking at um, what are my requirements? What grade point average must I have? What forms I need to fill out? How do I get my work permit? All that will be answered in that section. So the monthly newsletters are also kind of connected to the counseling website. So once a month, a newsletter goes out to all families and students. And why this is important, it also coincides or is connected to our not only our outings, but also these opportunities for students that we notify them every single month. It changes. So look, checking out that monthly newsletter, I want to see what access to the counseling website is there. If I don't know how to find the link to the website, I can go to the newsletter and I can find the counseling website and click into there and be able to find it. I can also get updates on new meetings and events. I can learn about upcoming or new career opportunities for students, which is like one big section I highly recommend that students check out in the newsletter. And then learn about national contests and events hosted by K-12. So we're not just limited to what Insight has to offer. There's also national things going on and other things that they can connect to. And then we can revisit Learning Coach University recordings as well. So if you missed one, this one's number 4. So if you want to go back and review 1 through 3, you can do that at any time. And there's just so much more information that's also included in those monthly newsletters. I highly recommend that when you see these emails that you guys click into them and check them out. So, frequently asked questions. So, if my student is interested in college, who do I speak to? So, honestly, any member of staff can help point you in the direction of where you should go. Is the counseling website. However, if your student is interested in taking college courses or wants to be act proactive and fill out information or wants to use like financial aid or they want to start getting a work permit or have questions about concurrent enrollment or anything else that's provided on the counseling's website, then they should reach out to their counselor. Again, he's listed our counselors, their information. I'll give you guys a second just in case you guys want to take a picture of this. How students can connect to them. I know for most students they like email, but if you want their number too, you can text them as well. Okay, what if my student is looking to move into like service or seeking employment or trade school? So there's also, Insight has you covered as far as the counseling website. There is opportunities that are posted that are aligned with this as well. So one section on the newsletter is called CCR Opportunities. I believe this month they have CPR training and they also had food handler certificates, but every single month it changes. So I'm going to definitely want to check out the counseling website to see what they have offered as far as like if my student wants to go into the military, what they need to do, if they're seeking employment, or if they're looking into trade school. Excuse me. And then also there is something on the bottom called Talio. I highly recommend you guys have your student create a Talio account. What it is a place for students to kind of get more skills and know-how of things like resumes and how to start looking for jobs. It basically is a skill set thing and for a program website for the students to have connections like that for high school level. And then where can I get my students' records and enrollments and transcripts? All of that will be located on that transcript portion of the website. So whether it is like transferring out or I need my records or I need some kind of proof of enrollment, all of that's going to happen in the counseling website. And you fill out a form and then you submit it and then it comes to you within 7 to 10 days. And then another one is how can I or how can and when can I sorry, how can I see when my student is expected to graduate? So we do provide grad plans, and when speaking to my counselor, I make these alignments and I figure out what classes I need to take, and portions are put in there for me to figure out when I'm going to graduate. But you can also go to this little, when I'm in the OLS, when I'm signed in, whether I'm in the parent portal or sign in, or if I'm in the students OLS sign in, there's going to be a little, 2 little chains. So it's going to be right next to where I see my email. So right next to those two little chains, I click on that and I can see my grad plan and it will outline that information. And if I have any questions about graduation dates or maybe I feel like I need things moved around or changed, I'm going to be reaching out to my counselor in order to be able to do that. So social media, I highly, highly recommend that if you want to be on top of the newest events that are happening, what meetings that we're hosting, anything sort of event like this, or whether it's a virtual field trip, an in-person field trip, finding out that, there's a new maybe career resource that's happening, is I'm going to want to connect to Instagram or Facebook or maybe YouTube if you want to have a recording of the Learning Coach University as well, because I can see those right away. And then I know even before the newsletter comes out, I can find it in live time. So I highly recommend taking a picture of this or even using the QR code right now to connect to at least one of them so that I know as fast as possible and I just keep in the know. So lastly, thank you guys for coming. If you guys have any questions, feel free to stick around and we'll stay here as long as there's questions to be answered. If you guys have want to contact me, my email is vmckenzie at k12insightca.org. Or if you'd like to also reach out to Miss Guevara, it's aguevara at k12insightcalifornia.org. Our information's here. Which one? Which slide were you looking for? Oh, if you're interested in college. Okay. So there's two slides on that. So if you're interested in college and there's something that you see on the counseling website, you definitely want to reach out to your counselor if there's something that you're looking for and you need to know more information. Like, how do I apply to this college? Or I see this program that concurrent enrollment and I want to sign up for it. I definitely want to reach out to my counselor. But while you're waiting, you can go to the counseling website and you can go to the tab that says concurrent enrollment, or I can go into the tab that says college planning. Is there any other questions, you guys? So I'll go ahead and put it on the last slide just in case you guys want to send me an email. We will have a recording of this posted on YouTube following this meeting, and then we will also be sending out an email letting you guys know where to find it, just in case you want that information as well. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording at this point.